How are we going, everybody? It's been a stinking hot day over here. Been doing a lot of pruning, cleaning up a lot of dead wood from the high winds and that storm cell that we had the other day. So we're still cleaning the aftermath. That's how much damage we've had around the place. And in here, these are the tomatoes that I've got under the wildlife netting, and you can see they're growing too tall, and I haven't been using tall stakes. I've only got these short bamboo ones. It's time to get them up high, so I've built this frame. So a quick update on our tomatoes. These are doing extremely well and very resilient. Not so much with the hailstones because this netting protected them, but when it comes to splitting, this one here actually broke in half from the high winds, and I just propped this branch back up again, and that was 2 days ago, and I've only just come back and taped up the wound. And mind you, while I was building this, real quick makeshift frame, don't judge me on it. I mean, like, it's not the Taj Mahal, it's not meant to be anything fancy, just a quick structure so I can get my tomatoes going, because I don't know if I'll keep this up again after the season. But I've got some wires. But what I did with this one here is, well, what I didn't want to do with this one here is that one of the timbers fell over and broke it in half again. So you can have a close look and you'll see at 3 points it's split open, and still it's holding its integrity, its structure and all that. Now with the framework, I was thinking about putting mesh on top, but it's just too difficult to get in here. Word of advice, if you're going to start building frames, build it before you put the netting on top, then work your way around it. It's a lot easier that way. But for example, now, after we finish building it, we've got our wires. These are not super tight, but they're a strong enough gauge, so we'll get a little bit of sag, but honestly, not much more than that. I'm pulling about 20 kilos on here, pulling it down. So it's not really causing too much sag on it. And what we're going to do with these tomatoes, rather than staking them up any higher, quickly just tie a little bit of a string on it, not too tight, nice and loose. And I'm using this jute string, I think that's what they call it, just a natural twine. It's not the soft tie, which is really good too, but that's all I need to do there. See that? Tie it up to the top there. Just cut this off. Just use these secateurs quickly, like that. I should wear my secateur pouch and my gardener's bag and all that stuff, shouldn't I? All sitting there in the shed. No good in the shed, is it? Like I said, I preach a lot, I don't practice enough. But, the stuff that I try to do, I try and do it right. There we go. So there's the sag. That's all we need on it. Just a little knot like that. Don't tie it so you can't untie. Do a nice little simple knot like that and wrap your plants around. So once these get up here nice and high, I'm going to try and train them. I might have to put a couple of wires this way and just have them hanging. So hopefully I do get a nice crop out of this. It has gone through hell and back, but the tomatoes are setting, no disease. Look out for disease. And I said that already about the after the cell storm that we had, or the storm cell as you call it. Look out for disease, black spot, mildew, especially your fruit trees for brown rot. Things like that you can't fix. You need to remove them all and destroy them, and actually spray your trees and shrubs like these with a bluestone-based fungicide, a copper-based fungicide. Our disease control pack will do the job for you perfectly. It's dirt cheap. Get some of that into your garden and look after your plants and thin them out. Good airflow will give you a wonderful crop. And generally speaking, all round, I've got one here. What am I going to do with that now? I'm going to have to try and train this up. I can tie it up to here. There you go. Worked it out. That's why we've got all the bamboo in the framework, folks. Look after your garden, enjoy yourself, and monitor your tomatoes and the Big Malacca Tomato Competition group. Well, I see a lot of tomatoes coming on out there, folks. Good on you, congrats. Mine are still early days, very late in the season. But, as I said to you, my season started very late. So hopefully I can catch up and get myself a nice, let's hope for 1.5. I'm going for 2, but at least 1.5. Mary Anthony last year's 2.34, if I remember correctly. If anybody tops that, I tell you, we've got a wonderful garden hamper for you. Well, if you can go for 3 kilos, fantastic. 4 kilos, I'd love to see a 5 kilo tomato. They call them pumpkins. Anyway, check out our website, Vasili'sGarden.com. All things that you need for your garden and kitchen, you'll find it there at the one place. From me, Vasili, Maresi.